Have you ever seen a UFO up close and personal? I have. Yo, everybody, Lou King Ding back here. So today we have come with the hell is that? It's a big ass dog. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody doing? King Ding back here, and I hope everybody's having a good hump day, a mother hump day. Hope you guys are doing well. You know, I was driving earlier today, and I was thinking about free agency and how it seems like it's so far away. I mean, really, what's like the end of February? It starts beginning of March. That's really when we get into free agency and transition tags, and we kind of know who's going to be available. And that's kind of why I always save, my top free agents and free agents in certain positions. That's why I always save it the week before free agency starts, because then you have a better idea of who it's going to be. But I was thinking about free agency and my philosophy that you have to go heavy on defense in free agency and heavy in the draft, go heavy offense in the draft. And that's kind of how I would pursue free agency for the Eagles, But this whole free agency off season this year could be a very epic one, a one that we're going to remember a long, long, long time, because we have quarterbacks who are moving that are greats, like Tom Brady, who may go to another team for the first time in his career. How weird is that going to be? It's going to be up there with when Brett Favre went to the Jets, and then even weirder when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be up there. It's going to be very hard to imagine a guy like Tom Brady on another team. It is. For me personally, it's going to be like when I saw Reggie White go to Green Bay. It's something I never got over. Okay, even Randall Cunningham, when he left and he was with Minnesota, I can never get over it. But Brady, this is going to be on like 1,000 times scale, because everybody knows who Tom Brady is. So it's going to be very interesting. And I was thinking about the quarterback situation. I was thinking about the Eagles quarterback situation. And I'm thinking about where Brady may go and where these other guys may go. I kept having this like flashback, like in my mind. It just kept having a flashback to Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is leaving San Diego. I always want to say San Diego, but it's not San Diego. He's leaving Los Angeles, moving his family to Florida. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to think where Brady could end up, but I keep thinking about Phillip Rivers. And I had this vision, this idea, this spark that, the most fascinating signing for a quarterback and where he goes could be Phillip Rivers. If Phillip Rivers, and let's just say, for argument's sake, Brady leaves New England, he's not with the Patriots back next year. If for some weird reason, somehow, Phillip Rivers signed with the New England Patriots, to me that would be fascinating. I would be so intrigued to see what happens, because we've heard the arguments in the past, Brady, Belichick, right? Who is basically the reason why they won so many Super Bowls? Who is really the most responsible for it? You hear that argument all the time. And to see Belichick then get another really good quarterback, a quarterback who has underachieved in his career, a quarterback who was on a team that really never built around him properly, and maybe never really had the coaching he needed to go to the next level. You put Phillip Rivers with Belichick, I think that would be fascinating, riveting television to watch next season. I really kind of hope it happens, because I would love to see it. I mean, maybe you get a situation where Tom Brady goes to the Chargers and Phillip Rivers is a Patriot. How weird would that be? And maybe possibly meet in the playoffs. I would love to see it. I don't know why I was thinking about that today. I was just thinking that would be such a fascinating place for somebody to end up, for Rivers to end up on the Patriots with Belichick. I would love to see it. I would love to see what Belichick could do with Phillip Rivers. So, I don't know. I just had that thought, And of course, I was thinking about the Eagles and what are we going to do at our backup spot. It looks like Sudfeld's going to go, or possibility he go. I mean, I think he lost favor with them somewhere down the line. I mean, he wasn't even dressing for games last year. The Eagles have offered McCown a job coaching in the coaching staff. He may want to play more, and maybe the Eagles bring him back. But even if they bring him back, he's a 40-plus-year-old guy, a guy that comes in the playoffs, tears his hamstring right off the bone, something weird like that. He's older. Do you want him as your number 2? There was an article talking about Joe Flacco and how he may be a perfect guy. I mean, South Jersey guy, I get that. He's older. Probably not going to be that much money. But, I mean, are you going to have, like, McCown back and him back? I mean, 2 older guys. I mean, Flacco, I would rather stick with McCown, to be honest with you, because McCown does so much in the locker room, teaching the young guys and just being a good voice for Carson. I would probably go with him. But one guy I want to throw out there, and one guy I think that would be very interesting and could really help both parties. It could help the player and it could help the team, is I think the Eagles, if he becomes available, I think the Eagles should look at bringing in Marcus Mariota. I think they should bring Marcus Mariota and give him a chance to kind of rebuild his career. Retool in a way. Let him come in, have Doug Peterson work with him, almost like a project in a lot of ways, and let him develop. See what you can develop. Maybe he changes his game around, he learns some things, and he becomes a better quarterback. Maybe you can move him at some point. But I would be fascinated to see Marcus Mariota on the Eagles. Now, I wanted him bad when we had Chip Dip Kelly as coach. I'm not going to lie. The reason was not because I love Chip Dip Kelly, but because I thought out of everybody in college and the pros, Mariota probably could run his system the best. So go get the guy that makes you successful. My mouth is dry. But anyways, I was seriously thinking Marcus Mariota as your backup. Maybe you can have him count as your third, and he can almost be that third quarterback coaching, quarterback coach, quarterback coach assistant, third quarterback on your roster, and then get Marcus Mariota. He still has physical ability. He's still got an arm, still can move, and see if Doug Peterson and this Eagle staff can kind of fix him, can kind of redevelop him into a legitimate starting quarterback. I would love to see that, and I think the Eagles should strongly consider it. I don't think he's going to go somewhere and he's going to have some, huge offer to start somewhere. I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to be a backup wherever he goes. Why not go somewhere like Philly and actually, relearn how to play the quarterback position, play it properly? He hasn't had the best coaches since he's been with Tennessee. Not the guys that are going to develop a quarterback, and that's been a problem for Marcus Mariota. So let me know what you think about Marcus Mariota. Would you consider him as a backup, almost as like a backup project? I mean, Carson, he stayed healthy last year. Of course, we had the tragedy in the playoff game where he gets knocked out with a concussion. So you never know when you're going to need a backup quarterback. What do you guys think? Marcus Mariota, would he be somebody you guys would be interested in, not only to bring back in, but maybe to help fix his career and redevelop him, while having McCown as a third quarterback and basically a quarterback coach assistant at the same time? Let me know what you guys think. I'm interested to hear. So if you're still watching this video, you're probably saying to yourself, what the hell are you talking about? Dingbat, you seen UFOs. What are you talking about? I got to hear what you got to say. You know what I mean? And look, let me tell you this. I've seen UFOs. I've seen them up close and personal 4 times. 4 times. And I'm going to give you probably the one that shook me the most. Okay? And there's 2 reasons. One, Super Bowl's in a few days. I got my Super Bowl prediction video coming out Friday. I got to stream Sixers on Saturday. Of course, you have Super Bowl on Sunday. And then free agency, the draft. They're a long way off. They're a long way off. And I really like to talk about players as we get closer to those events, because we have a better idea of who will actually be there. Now, I'll throw out names here and there, guys that really stand out to me. But I go more in detail as we get closer, because it matters to me. You know what I mean? It matters who the Eagles could get. It really does. So, I figured we got some time here. We got some time to, kind of talk about other stuff. You know what I mean? And the second reason is I want to promote the Sports Fury Philly 500 upcoming collaboration for our second annual conspiracy theory show. That's right. A lot of you guys watched the first one. It was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing one again. We haven't set the exact day yet, but we want to start promoting it, and I wanted to give you guys kind of an idea where's my head's at, what I've seen. And look, when we talk, we're going deep down the rabbit hole. We're going deep down the rabbit hole, mother humpers. We're going deep, okay? And I figured, we'll talk about UFOs. That's not too conspiracy theory, you know. It's not gonna kill some algorithm. Shouldn't, you know what I mean? And I just tell you what happened to me. I'm just gonna tell you what happened to me. Now, one thing about UFOs and the whole alien abduction thing, it scares the hell out of me. It has always scared the hell out of me. One time I remember back, oh God, I was living outside DC at this time. I was in probably like 25 years old, and I was driving home late at night, right, on these like back roads, and it was like no lights and it was dark. And I remember I put Coast to Coast on. You ever see that show? Coast to Coast AM? And I'm listening to it, and they're talking about UFOs abducting people out of their cars. And I'm getting all freaked out. So all of a sudden I see this giant light, right? This giant light shining into my car. And I just gun it. And I'm not stopping. I'm like, that mother humping UFOs are going to get me. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I'm just driving, and I'm driving, and I'm driving. And then I see another light, and another light. And I get pulled over. And it's cops. A bunch of cops were pulling me over because I was driving too fast because I was all freaked out. But I didn't know it were cops. I don't remember seeing the red and the blue flashing light. So they're like, what are you running away from us for? I'm like, I'm not. I thought you were UFOs. And I turned up Coast to Coast, and they were like, oh, and they just left. They actually, you know, they threatened to take me to jail. In the end, they actually let me go, though. They were just like kind of laughing at me, which I deserved. But they did bring in the dogs and search my car, and it was like, I got home like 4 a.m. It was ridiculous. But, you know, it was crazy. But I always been fascinated by UFOs. So this one time, right, and I got 4 stories. I'm going to share one here, and then, you know, if you like these, maybe I'll do more later, you know, if you want. But this one time, me and my family, it's me, my wife, my oldest daughter, and I don't know if my youngest daughter was there. I think my wife was pregnant with my youngest daughter. So we're driving from California to Las Vegas. So we're driving there, and we're in the, you know, we're like in the desert. It is dark. It is dark. And all I swear, I see this thing coming, this green ball. It looks like a green ball. It looks like a green comet with a tail and everything. And you see it, like, you see this little dot of green, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and you can see this tail, and it's in the sky. It's not that high up, and it's just flying, you know what I mean? And I'm on, I forget what road I'm on, but I want to say 58 or something. I'm basically going from west to east, okay? And this thing's coming from north to south. And it's coming like fast. I mean, fast. Way like 3 or 4 times faster than, you know, an airplane you would see in the sky. And it's coming in. And as it's coming, the tail's big. It's huge. It's lighting up the whole sky. The thing starts, as it's getting closer, it starts to slow down. And it slows down. And just almost to a complete stop. Then it slowly turns from west to east, and gone. And I'm like, holy shit, honey, did you see that? And she's like, yeah, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm worried that we had missing time. And I'm like, oh my God, my wife's pregnant. What if they switched the babies with some hybrid? You know, it was insane. Insane, man. And that thing freaked me out. And I've never seen anything like that. I mean, this thing was flying, comes to a stop, turns from west to east, and goes. And it was insane. Now, we didn't have any loss of time. My daughter wasn't switched out, so we're good there, but it freaked me out. And that was one of a few times. I saw one just a few years ago, around Christmas. I was outside in front of this house taking taking pictures of the Christmas lights to send to my mom and stuff like that. And I'm looking above the house. I swear, maybe 150 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet. Not far at all. I could literally throw a football that far. It was that close. This giant triangle is just going across the house like this, over the houses like this. Dark, like there was this like almost like a weird like sound, but it was pretty much silent except for like this weird humming. And the thing just was like this, and it just went by, no lights on or anything. Freaked me out. It was crazy. Those are two of my stories. You're gonna get a lot more of this on the Sports Fury Philly 500 conspiracy theory show that we're going to do. So be sure to watch it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And maybe next time I'll tell you how I think that me and my wife and kids driving home from Oklahoma went through a time warp. Maybe I'll tell you that story later. With that said, tell me what you think. Have you had any UFO stories? Let me know in the comment section. And tell me, do you like me veering off like this just a little bit when it's downtime or not? With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.